Let's get into it. What a week. The Supreme Court announced Wednesday that it will hear a case challenging the FDA's approval of mifepristone, a safe and effective pill used in more than half of all abortions in the U.S. Should a safe, commonly used pill that's been approved in the U.S. for more than 2 decades be banned for no reason? Thrillingly, it's time to ask Brett Kavanaugh. The case could also undermine the authority of the FDA. What's next? The Supreme Court steps in to ban Panera Lemonade? Bad example. We had it today.
How was it?
It's not even funny terrible. It just stinks. And I really don't understand how people are sucking down more than one glass of this stuff. It's like gasoline in there. Caffeinated gasoline. Sweet, sweet gasoline. Mifepristone is typically prescribed along with a second drug, misoprostol. If the Supreme Court decides to restrict the use of mifepristone, experts say misoprostol could be prescribed by itself, which results in more pain and bleeding. Said one anti-abortion attorney, restricting the use of mifepristone will undoubtedly cause women pain, but I'm willing to admit there might also be drawbacks. Last week, Hunter Biden was indicted on 9 charges of tax fraud related to $1.4 million in taxes the president's son attempted to evade, which he has since paid back. He already paid it back. This is like hunting down Carmen Sandiego when she's already put the Golden Gate Bridge back, or when she's already put the Grand Canyon back. According to the indictment, Hunter allegedly spent $872,000 on sex workers, porn, and a membership at a high-end sex club, among other expenses. Who does this guy think he is, a Kennedy? You know what I don't get from that list? The porn.
It's free.
Well, not least of which because it's free, but also if you're spending money on the sex workers and the high-end sex club, I guess it is also, maybe it's like one of those things where you say you're going to go every day to the high-end sex club, but when you sign up, you say you're going to you tell yourself you're going to really use it this time. That was your resolution. You're going to make sure every morning before work, you're going to use the high-end sex club. But then life gets in the way and you don't keep at it. And also, what's he supposed to do? Join a low-end sex club? The man's the son of a president. Dry hand jobs only? Come on. Have some respect. I'm sorry. The fact that the Department of Justice under Joe Biden appointed a special prosecutor to investigate and indict the president's own son led Republicans in Congress to abandon their false claim that Joe Biden had weaponized the DOJ to protect his family and prosecute his opponents, said a person living in a just world. No, after months of investigations that have turned up no evidence incriminating Joe Biden in his son's sleaze, Republicans pressed ahead this week and voted to open an impeachment inquiry anyway. When asked if DOJ's indictment of Hunter Biden undercuts their claim that DOJ won't investigate Hunter Biden, James Comer, who leads the House Oversight Committee, said this.
My concern is that Weiss may have indicted Hunter Biden to protect him from having to be deposed.
Yes.
In the House Oversight Committee on Wednesday.
He indicted him to protect him. Yes. The classic rubric.
Indicting Hunter Biden to protect him, like a parent finding a cigarette in their kid's backpack and indicting them. In an interview published in Semaphore on Monday, presidential won't-be Dean Phillips said of Biden's impeachable offenses, "I don't see the evidence of it, but yes, when your own son and your own brother are clearly at the very least unethical and at worst doing illegal things, my goodness, of course the country pays attention to it," adding, "People do believe that it perhaps makes him seem unelectable. Somehow, it conflates him with the Trump family's indiscretions." Ah, yes, somehow. A much shorter way of saying Republicans working furiously in bad faith to equate Trump's corruption and lawbreaking with Biden's son's scandals with some help from media and now Democratic primary challengers. You're being the somehow. Be the somehow you want to see in the world. On Wednesday, Hunter Biden defied House Republicans' subpoena for a closed-door deposition, holding a press conference outside the Capitol in which he reiterated his willingness to testify, but only in public.
For 6 years, MAGA Republicans, including members of the House committees who are in a closed-door session right now, have impugned my character, invaded my privacy, attacked my wife, my children, my family, and my friends. They've ridiculed my struggle with addiction, They belittled my recovery, and they have tried to dehumanize me, all to embarrass and damage my father, who has devoted his entire public life to service.
They can take away my privacy. They can take away my dozens of laptop computers filled with nudie pics, but they cannot take away the fact there is so much else you will probably learn that's worse. When asked by the press what he hoped to get out of a Biden impeachment inquiry, Representative Troy Neal said this.
All I can see is Donald J. Trump 2024, baby.
Perfect. No notes. Look, we all have to attack this farce by defending Biden being a good dad. Everybody has a hunter in their family. Look around this Christmas. If you can't find the hunter, it's you. This happens at every holiday gathering. Hey, how's Hunter doing? Well, he lost all of his laptops. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, meanwhile, had this confession to make.
I have no evidence of it, and I'm going to just follow the facts where they are, and the facts haven't taken me to that point where I can say that the president's guilty of anything.
You know what? I take it all back. Having 90-year-old senators who can't remember not to tell the truth is fucking cool. Here's Republican Congressman Guy Luftwaffe, I don't know, on exactly what they're investigating.
What is the specific constitutional crime that you're investigating?
Well, we're having an inquiry, so we can do an investigation and control the production of witnesses.
And what is the crime you're investigating?
And documents. High crimes, misdemeanors, and bribery.
What high crime and misdemeanor are you investigating?
Look, I will, once I get time, I will explain what we're looking at.
Incredible. What are we investigating? She goes to a different school. Biden said in a statement shortly after the vote, instead of doing anything to help make Americans' lives better, they are focused on attacking me with lies. Instead of doing their job on the urgent work that needs to be done, they are choosing to waste time on this baseless political stunt that even Republicans in Congress admit is not supported by facts, which is an excellent point. Unfortunately, when you hold a mirror up to the GOP, they just attack it, like when a parakeet sees its reflection. Vice President Kamala Harris gave a speech this week to the Munich Security Conference where she announced the United States government had found Russia committed crimes against humanity. Said Harris, to all those who have perpetrated these crimes and to their superiors who are complicit in those crimes, you will be held accountable. Harris then landed the plane perfectly.
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet. Based on what we've just been able to see, and because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we have seen.
Okay. Here's what's worrying me. I understood every word of this, and that's how I know we need to take 2 weeks off. Right now. During a fundraiser in Washington on Tuesday, President Biden warned Israel's leaders that they were losing international support as a result of the indiscriminate bombing in Gaza. What a lie, said Netanyahu. Discrimination is a huge part of it for me. Biden also described Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as the head of the most conservative government in Israel's history, which doesn't want a two-state solution. Sure I do, said Netanyahu. I believe in two states, the state of Israel and the state of denial. In a letter sent to Biden on Tuesday, Bernie Sanders urged the president to withdraw his support for an additional $10.1 billion in military aid to Israel and to support a humanitarian ceasefire. A just cause for war does not excuse atrocities in the conduct of that war, said Sanders. Israel has the right to go to war against Hamas. It does not have the right to go to war against innocent men, women, and children in Gaza. Anyway, I don't really have a joke here. I've just greatly appreciated Bernie's moral clarity as this has all unfolded. And I remember when he wore the mittens. An anti-Semitic right-wing Polish lawmaker on Tuesday used a fire extinguisher to put out candles on a menorah in Parliament. Hey, buddy, not what we meant by ceasefire. Yeah. Sounds like this guy's dreidel is all shins. Not the crispiest latke in the stack, this guy. Stanford law professor David Mills, who led the defense for FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried at trial, said his former client may be at the very top of the list as the worst person I've ever seen do a cross-examination. It was your job to prepare him. It's like a parent pointing at a 4-year-old and going, you see this shit? Worst shoe tying I've ever seen. Mills, a close friend of Bankman-Fried's parents, told Bloomberg, I'm not going to get myself emotionally involved on a very deep personal level in a case like this again. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry, but maybe Sam Bankman-Fried shouldn't have hired Mariah Carey as his counsel. I didn't realize it was Divas Live down at Benson and Mills. You don't see Rudy Giuliani sobbing over how much he cared about a client, unless that black stuff is how his species cries. On Wednesday, Tesla recalled nearly all of their cars sold in the United States, almost 2 million vehicles. Tesla told owners they don't need to bring the cars back, just leave them in an empty lot and they'll explode eventually. The recall excludes cars that have already gone rogue, which the company said were best left unapproached, adding, do not make eye contact or attempt to show dominance. As it happens on Wednesday, I recalled my Tesla too. I recalled that it was a piece of shit. The recall follows an investigation by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration launched in 2021 following a series of 11 accidents involving the Tesla autopilot system. And sure, 10 of those were me, but in my defense, I was looking at my phone. In other Elon Musk success stories this week, 404 reported that X, once Twitter, is having so much trouble holding on to reputable advertisers that the site has started running ads for DIY artificial insemination kits marketed as a way for women to get pregnant from condoms they fish out of trash cans, leading to a very uncomfortable conversation between Maria and Oscar. Yeah, that's right. That's right. First hot tubs and now trash cans. Is there nowhere left that's safe for men to come? Presidential hair samples from JFK, Eisenhower, and George Washington will be launched into deep space later this month. I'm not sure why they went with pubes, but I guess hair's hair. What's cool is the JFK hair sample is also a blood sample. Two men have been indicted for allegedly killing thousands of birds, including federally protected bald eagles in Montana over 2 years. It's about 3,600 birds. In defense, one of the men said, "We're actually cats." Said prosecutors, "It's time for some bird justice." It's just nothing. It's just nothing. Jeremy Renner is officially the #1 most Googled celebrity in 2023, in large part because the actor accidentally ran himself over with a snowplow on New Year's Day. But next year's my year. Brian, bring out the combine. You know what a combine is, Betsy? You can't picture it? All right, it's a big machine. Meanwhile, Timothée Chalamet and Hugh Grant trotted the globe to promote Wonka, which gave us this incredible clip from our boys.
Moi, je joue Willy Wonka. Yeah, je joue le Oompa Loompa.
Can we do it again? Can we just play it one more time, just so people can really...
Moi, je joue Willy Wonka. Yeah, je joue le Oompa Loompa.
I gotta see it one more time. I need to see it one more time. I love it so much.
Moi, je joue Willy Wonka. Yeah, je joue le Oompa Loompa.
Look at Hugh Grant's eyes. Those are the broken, haunted eyes of a man who thought the SAG strike might still be going on, and he wouldn't have to do this. January 1st, 2024 marks the date that Steamboat Willie, the precursor to Mickey Mouse, finally enters the public domain 95 years after the character's inception. Steamboat Willie? For free? Buy me dinner first. In the UK, IKEA is hosting a contest in which some lucky Instagram followers will receive a Swedish meatball the size of a turkey. They're calling it meatloaf. And finally, marine researchers working off the coast of Greece have spotted and photographed a dolphin with what appears to be thumbs. The species isn't native to these waters, so scientists suspect the dolphin may have hitchhiked. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Guess what, guys?
What?
We got a book cover. This is our book. It's called Democracy or Else: How to Save America in 10 Easy Steps. Did I get the title right?
Yeah, it's great.
I know that politics can feel like a mess right now, which is why we wanted to write this hopeful, optimistic guide to what you can do, how you can get involved.
Plus, we have interviews with the politicians that we find least annoying and some of the smartest organizers around, and everyone's favorite, anecdotes. You said, give us those anecdotes. And we said, all right, you people are freaks for fucking anecdotes.
Find out which one of us phone banked under an assumed name in North Carolina and which one of us ran over a moose in New Hampshire.
Buy the book to find out. Here's the best part.
Oh, what's the best part?
The stuff Lovett wrote. Here's the second best part. Crooked Media is going to donate the profits from Democracy or Else to Vote Save America, our partners, and other great organizations working for progressive causes and outcomes in 2024 and beyond.
What?
Read your emails, man.
Oh, that felt so real.
You can pre-order your signed book now at bookshop.org or get your copy wherever you buy books, assuming you don't live in states where books are banned. So buy the book, join the fight, and get ready for the most important election guide of this or any lifetime.